Today is June 2nd, 2009. I am Andrea Mott. It is a pleasure to conduct this interview for the Dakota Memories Oral History Project in Napoleon, North Dakota. Can you please state your full name?
William Hellmuth.
When and where were you born?
Burnstead, North Dakota, 1912, June 2nd.
Have you ever heard an interesting story about your birth?
No.
Can you please share some of your earliest memories with us?
The earliest one. Well, I remember was, I think, 3 years old. And my dad was out in the barn with the horses. So I walked over to the barn. And there was a manure pile, the farmers used to just throw it out. And I got up to the part of the manure pile, and he turned the horses loose. And so they come out, like crazy, and one stepped on me and pushed me down in the manure. Of course, that's all I remembered there. I know that he carried me in the house, and then I laid there on a wooden bit which had corn husks for a mattress.
Did your father build your house?
No. I don't think. I don't know.
What did your farm look like?
Just a barn and a house.
How about animals? What animals did your family have?
Horses and cows.
Did they plant crops?
Yeah.
What kind of crops?
Well, barley and wheat, flax, I don't know.
When you were older, did you have any chores helping in the field?
Well, I was 9 years old, so I don't know. I remember raking hay when I was 7.
What other chores did you have?
That's all.
That's it. Where did you go to school?
Out, you mean what territory?
Or what the school was? Was it a country school?
Yeah.
Did you have to walk?
Yep, over a mile.
What subjects did you study?
Well, it was all primary, hickory-dickory, tuckering up the clock.
What kind of games did you play at school?
That was a rough deal. After my dad died, the kids were so mean to us that, they just pulled stunts and lied, and I got slapped for never doing anything.
When did your dad die?
When? I think it was in August 1922.
How old were you?
9.
How did that affect your family?
Terrible.
How?
Well, I think Dad had everything mortgaged, and he had a good crop that year. He's going to pay things off, but everything went to hell, you might say. And that was that. And I got to tell you the story. When my dad, he had to go to Jamestown to get some parts for the tractor for the threshing machine. And on the way back from Jamestown, they had those graded roads where the culverts always 3 feet too short. And on the way home, the guy came in from the west and he made so much dust. So my dad turned over a little too far and he went on the front wheel went down that hole. And the car tipped over and he had to do the repairs on the back seat. The box came and broke his neck. And that is another story I gotta tell you. My uncle was, with him, and so he knew what time everything happened. And at just about 5 o'clock, Mother called me and just gave me a pail and says, "Go get 10 ears of corn." It was pretty close to the house. So I went down there and I picked 8 cobs, and a voice was up here, said, "Your dad's not coming home." And it was the Holy Spirit. Because I looked up and I looked down the rows and nobody around, nothing. So, and it was, my uncle said it was 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock is when Mother gave me the pail. So he said, right now he gave me the news. That's something I'll never forget. And I was shaking so like there was a bunch of electricity going through me. I was just humming. It scared me, and yet something, was. So I picked the other 2 ears and I took the pail up and gave it to Mother and says, "Dad is not coming home." She says, "Go on, don't talk so dumb," And then at supper time, I couldn't eat, so I went under the table and sat there while I finally went to sleep. Then about 9 o'clock, Dad came home and Mother woke me up. That was the story. The Holy Spirit, direct. You believe it?
How did your mother feel about it? How did she take it?
That was bad with 5 kids and a baby. And
did she go to work?
No.
Who helped her on the farm?
Well, everything was lost, and everybody come and just grabbed what they thought was theirs, and we had nothing.
What did your family do after that?
Well, we stayed on a farm, I guess 2 years, and then of course I had to go to school, and then those neighbor kids, there was 24 kids in the family, and 2 families, and they were so mean, they were doing nothing but playing dirty tricks on you. Those dumb kids.
Were they town kids?
Huh?
Were they town kids that would play the tricks on you?
The what?
Were those town kids that would play tricks on you and your siblings?
Oh no, those were all farm kids.
Oh, okay.
They're the neighbors. I hated to go to school so bad because I was always getting, slapped for nothing. Not my fault. And I'd go out in the haystack, stay there all day, and come home. But I wouldn't know I didn't go to school.
You didn't want to go to school because the kids were being mean. Yeah. What did the teacher do?
Well, she always believed them. Never believed me. You know how it goes when people get lopsided? Yeah, that was one hell of a life.
Do you have a favorite memory from school? Do you have a favorite memory from school?
From school? Yeah, I learned more from the 8th grade kids than I did. You know, I was always listening to that, you know, cow domesticating and chewing the food and all that. I didn't care about that hickory-dickory stuff, you know. But anyway, so we finally moved to town.
And how old were you then?
I don't, I don't know, about, I might have been a year older or two, something like that.
Now, how was town life different for you?
Well, it was more interesting, a lot more interesting. But you know, we had no pneumonia in the winter time. I'd take the little wagon, go down the railroad track and find the pieces of coal, take them home. And we had a little fire in the house.
Now, was the school in town better than the the
Oh,
country
yes.
school?
Yeah, there was no dirty tricks pulled.
Did you play any games at school?
Basketball. So the teacher called one day, he says, "Who's Babe Ruth?" And they all yelled, "Willie Hellmuth."
So did you play sports all in school then?
No, that was it. And then I dropped out of school all the time because I got a little job or something, you know, work for peanuts. And I
What jobs?
just go out to the farm and clean out a pig pen or whatever the farmer wants done there that was dirty.
Do you remember how much money you made?
Yeah, what I was supposed to get never did. Then I started working on cars when I was 11 years old. And they'd say, "I'm going to sell a load of hay and I'll pay you." I haven't got the hay paid for yet.
You've been waiting a long time. Now, did you work on cars for a long time?
Yeah,
How long?
all my life.
Um,
Yeah, I was just 12 years old and I was out on a farm place and they had a rock pile there and there was a Model T Ford part of it sitting there thrown on top of the rock pile. I worked that thing down and got it up to the place where I worked and I tried a car to drive.
Was that the first car you worked on?
Yeah,
Model T Ford?
yeah.
Did you do any other jobs besides working on cars?
Yeah, whatever farmers needed a goofy kid, you know, to do their dirty work, and that's where I was. And I sure did hate horses. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I hated horses so bad, you know, working on the farms with it. So one day, a neighbor came from town with a new tractor and two plows. I run over there and he happened to stop to look at them. So I asked him if I could get a job. He said, "Oh, that's what I wanted, a tractor. You know, work on a farm." Well, he said, "You're a little young yet, but I keep you in mind." And so later on he called me one time and I worked for him 18 years.
Now, you grew up with 4 siblings? Were there 4 or 5 children in your family?
5.
5.
And I'm the only one left.
Can you tell me about your siblings? About your brothers and sisters?
Well, they're all dead now. The boys and one daughter, they get all the money in the world they need.
What did you do as children together? Like, would you play games with your siblings?
Yeah, we'd have, in the winter time, we were a little bit of hill, we had a little sled, and we just race tag. Then mother was, because we yelled, and the neighbors were making fun of us. So mother made us come in the house and she'd read the Bible, explain the Bible to me, to us, you know. That was another thing. You know, those days they didn't talk about anything, you know, like sex or anything. Everything was hushed down, you know. So I figured all that out, what she was reading in the Bible.
Now, was that a daily activity that your mom would read the Bible?
Yeah, well, most every time when we kids were a little naughty, we got the law.
Was your mother strict?
Hmm?
Was your mother strict?
Was she strict? No, not she. Well, she was, yeah, just certain points, yes.
What was she like?
She was a wonderful mother.
What is your fondest memory of her?
She's the best cook.
What was your favorite dish?
Gee, I don't know.
All of them?
I know we had a lot of fried potatoes.
Now, when did she come to the United States?
When she was 9 years old. I don't remember the date.
Did she come with family then?
With her folks.
Do you remember where she grew up?
You mean in Russia? Odessa?
And your father? Where did he immigrate from?
He was born in New York.
Do you know anything about your grandparents?
Well, my grandparents. Yeah, I knew. Well, I had 2 of them. Yeah, I knew them.
Do you remember what they were like?
Well, you know, when I was little, they were nice. It wasn't like nowadays. You get 10,000 toys.
What did you do for fun?
For what?
What did you do for fun without toys?
Oh, I tried to make things like skis. Tried to make skis. I tried to make scooters and run into the fence and get hurt.
Would you make skis every year? Would you make skis?
No, just once I tried it.
How did that turn out?
No, no good.
How about scooters? When did you start making scooters?
Well, when I found two wheels, hammer them together, we go down the hill.
Is that when you ran into the fence?
Yeah.
Okay. When you were a little bit older, high school age, what did you do? Did you go to high school?
No, I only started third grade for
Okay.
3 months. That's the biggest mistake I ever made.
Is not going,
Huh?
is not going to school.
Yeah.
And you worked a lot then, didn't you?
I always worked. I never knew what vacation meant. Heard people talk, he's on vacation. You know, what the heck is that?
Now, when you moved to town, what kind of things, did you have friends in town or um, just more?
No, just when I went to school. And when I got a little bigger, or when I got to 15, I started building cesspools in town. Digging a big holes, you know. Sweating all day, like for $5.
How would you do that? How would you dig the well?
With a shovel,
Shovel. How far? How deep?
20 feet.
With just a shovel? How long did you do that?
Oh, a few years. Now and then, you know, whenever somebody built a house or added something.
I want to talk a little bit about holidays. How did your family celebrate Christmas?
Well, Grandpa had a Christmas tree with some wax candles on it. In the room, you go in there for a little while, and that was that. It was one of the uncles, he dressed up like a Santa Claus sometimes.
What about gifts? What kind of gifts would you get for Christmas?
Oh, maybe a little mule or some little thing like that. They had no money, nobody. You know, that was... I wouldn't live that life over for nothing.
It was tough.
Hmm?
It was tough.
Yeah, then they start trapping you. So we get a little money, you know, and I walk all day. You know, you only had coveralls on. And they'd come up here, and pretty soon there was ice hanging on your feet. Oh, what a day.
What animals would you trap?
Skunks, weasels, muskrats. Muskrats was the worst. I was on the ice and it wasn't thick enough, and I broke down to my neck and I couldn't get up. Every time I want to get on top of the ice, it'd break. So So I was pretty really chilly by the time I got home.
How long did you trap?
Oh, for about 5 years.
How much money would you earn trapping?
Trapping? Well, to see if I've been dumb, that was one of the biggest mistakes I made. Listening to a guy that's talk you out of everything. Oh, prices are not good anymore. This isn't good anymore. And I had 15 skunks, beautiful ones. And one of them I shipped to where I used to ship them. I got $5, and he talked me down to $2.
That's horrible.
So, that one I didn't forget for a long time.
Now, what else did you do besides trap? Did you hunt specifically just for trapping?
That's all.
That's it.
I never hunted. I couldn't shoot a deer. Of course, there weren't any then.
Now, going to switch topics just a little bit, okay? How important was religion during your childhood?
Very.
Can you describe how?
Hmm?
Can you describe why?
Well, it was God done this and God did that. And Jesus did everything for us.
How often did your family attend church?
Yeah. Not very often because we had 3 miles to walk. And the preacher came, I guess, once a month.
And what denomination were you raised?
Lutheran. The Lutheran Hour Church.
Did they have specific seating arrangements at church? What was the seating arrangement like in church?
They had those wooden chairs.
Did the men sit in a specific spot and the women
Yeah.
sit in a specific spot?
50-50.
Can you describe it a little? How they would sit? Can you describe it a little?
Well, the men sat on one side and the women on the other side. Because once in a while, the men would sit with her. I don't know why they were so dumb-faced.
What about the children? Where did they
They were
sit?
sitting in the front, giggling and laughing, and then you get paid for it after you get out of church.
Did that ever happen to you?
Yeah.
Did your mother ever cook Sunday dinners
Yes.
after church? What would she cook?
Soup. One thing. Chicken soup.
Now, when did you meet your wife?
When did I meet her? 30. Gee, I can't. Anyway, let's see. We got married in 40, and it was about 3 years before I met her. I mean, she came to the same church that I went, but she always sat in the way back row. And I was usually taking the collection, so I could get a pretty good look at her. But
how old were you when you met?
I'm at 20, 26, 27, something like
Do you remember where you were?
that. Huh?
Do you remember where you were the first time you met her?
Church.
Which church?
You know, I could never talk to a girl. When I was little, I was teased about girls from my uncles so much that I just hated a girl, almost. I could never look at a girl in the face.
She was different, was she?
She was different. But you know, I got to tell you the story. She came to church with her folks in a little pickup, you know, sitting in the back, open. And she happened to stay in town that way, visit with my sister. And so I found out about that. So I walked downtown, checking on her, see what, how she was behaving and everything, you know, and home. And here comes night. The minister had to take her home. He had just a Model T rumble car with his wife and a baby and me and Laura. There I was in the car and she came in, you know. Now what I do with my hands, I, I, that was funny. I couldn't figure out what to do. I couldn't touch her girl, you know. Oh gosh.
When did you start dating her?
Huh?
When did you start dating?
When?
Was it long after that?
Yeah, right away after that. Yeah, I fixed up an old radio and took out to her dad and made a battery charge for the window, charged the battery, and oh, he thought that was great.
So her parents liked you.
Huh?
Her parents liked you.
Yep. Everybody really liked me. I was always doing something for somebody, fixing something, doing something. So why wouldn't they like me?
Now, when you got married, where did you go on your honeymoon?
I stayed in North Dakota from June to December. I worked up, I went back and worked for the same farmer that I had been working up in Hindu. And that's another thing. I didn't know nothing about winters. You know, when you got in that little Ford, took off for California in the middle, you know, just before Christmas. Got down to the big park. No roads closed. Everything was free for all. If we could get down in there and get stuck in the snowbanks, back up, get out. Made it to California.
How long did it take you to get to California?
How'd you get there?
How long?
3 days.
Where did you go in California?
You mean the town?
Mm-hmm.
West Los Angeles, which is Santa Monica, or right close to the ocean. I went to Douglas Aircraft to apply for a job, and he asked me a bunch of questions. He says, "We'll let you know when we need you." and I pulled out a piece of paper from where I went to school, lecture school. I was, can I leave this here? He took it. When I come back, you're hired to work tomorrow. 50 cents an hour.
And what did you do at McDonnell Douglas? What was your job?
Making parts. Put them together, ammunition cans and stuff. So I got real mad at the boss, and I went down to a tooling department, never asked nobody, never said nothing. Just walked up to the boss, said, here I am. They still I guess they're still talking about me. Because I was so mad, I wasn't going to take that stuff, not bawling my men out. And then I worked there. Then I signed up for take an engineer job. I passed everything. He did not tell me. Somebody says, well, I don't know much about algebra, I said, which I didn't know nothing, really, which I never did need anything. She told me, well, you better go to night school for a while. That was the biggest mistake I made.
Why so?
Hmm?
Why?
Why?
Why would
Tell them that I didn't know nothing. Yeah, I had everything, he had puzzles and everything. He said, I can't believe it. How you get to know so much about everything. Not having school. Oh. Yeah, that was a big mistake. But I worked my way through in that plan because I was designing they made new parts for me to build. So I had to rebuild them, make them do twice as much work as they had made. So, the engineers come by, well, did you get any sleep last night? but then they come down with making a stretch die. It was like this. You stretch it and form it. Well, you can form one end, but you're going to get the other end backwards. So I made a die in 3 days and made a part. Perfect. So then I was a genius. The company even gave me a 10-cent raise over the wages.
And how long did you work for them?
33 years. And I would have still worked, probably now, if I would. Not now, but they sold out, But I had one man working under me. I couldn't give him a little job this big, and I'd have to do half of the work for him. I gave him the other hand, and left. He couldn't do it. So 8 years of that, the other guys, you always give him the little jobs, we get the big ones. After 8 years, one day, blew my top. Took off and quit. Next day, the guy died. Oh, gee. What a deal.
That's unusual. What do you, so you were in Santa Monica at the beginning of World War II?
Yeah, just when it started.
What do you remember about that when it started?
Well, they went to work one morning, each morning come to work, the whole parking lot, about 10 acres or 20, I don't know what. All chicken wire covered up, houses on top, fake houses. It was all, the factory was all camouflaged. And they had great big balloons going up probably a mile or two on a cable for the airplanes to run into. Yeah, that was something.
What do you remember about, what do you remember about blackouts?
Well, that was a good one. We went to church, and meantime, blackout. Well, pitch dark going home, and I was driving real slow, very careful. Here comes a guy by me, just missed me, going like crazy.
Was that scary?
That made my hair stick up.
Did those happen a lot? The blackouts in Santa Monica?
Yeah. Yeah.
What about rationing? How did that work for you?
Well, that was no good. I had to walk for walk all winter.
Well, what do you remember the most about that time? About World War II and where you were?
At the factory, I mean, like the factory. Well, it was too much waste going on to suit me. You know, they just take a great big sheet and kneaded it apart and go right in the middle, cut it out, throw the rest away. Oh, I used to recycle. But
That happened a lot.
Huh?
That happened a lot. They wasted materials.
yeah. Well, which, oh yeah. When are we going to go back to the farm?
We can go back to the farm now. What
Oh.
would you like to tell us about the farm?
Well, this farmer I worked for 18 years, he moved and he sold his land and everything, the farm for $5 an acre. Gee whiz, if I had money. And anyway, then we, while we were moving, that was the dust storms. No rain, the wells going dry, and the farmer couldn't hang the gunny sacks over the window with wet rags, and oh, that was terrible. And so when we went through this field, one field was all thistles, green, nice. Said we're going to mow that in the morning. Yeah, in the morning there was nothing there. The worms ate it all.
What worms?
Huh?
What were the worms called?
They called them, what did they call them? I had a name for them, but they were, that was something funny. They could clean a field up overnight. Yeah, the farmers had a tough time.
What did your family do during the Depression?
Well, nothing. There was no jobs, you know, there was nothing.
How did you earn any money?
Well, just that tramping and overhauling that guy's car, never get paid, not making money, you know. I worked 1 year for $80, the whole year, and my board.
So you earned $80 in 1 year?
$80 I got. That was getting up 5 in the morning, taking the school bus, milking cows.
What other kinds of farm work did you do?
Hmm?
What other kinds of farm work did you do? You say you milked cows?
Well, I milked cows morning and night, separate the cream and all the milk out in a pile.
Did you have to herd the cattle,
Huh?
cows before you milked them? Did you have to herd them, bring them back to the barn?
No, not in the wintertime. In summer, it did.
What do you remember most about the Dirty 30s?
Well, that was dusty, dry. I bumped to Chicago in 36, I guess, when the World Fair was on. I think it was. Anyway, I bumped, me and my buddy, we bumped the freight trains down to Chicago. We learned a lot.
What did you think of the World's Fair?
But that was the best one I've ever seen.
Can you describe it?
They had everything there, like they had the human body there in 1-inch glass slice, all over. And of course they used to have it at the museum, but now they hide it, they don't show it no more. So I thought that was the most fantastic thing. But that was the best for me and my buddy. We took 25 cents, got on a cable car, rode across the river into the fairgrounds, and then we had to buy a sandwich, no dinner or something, I got $12. Mother gave me $12 when I left for Chicago, and I came home with 10.
You didn't spend much.
Nope, and I slept in a hotel.
How?
Well, on the train, they had hotels for trainmen those days. So, you go in there, go to bed, eat, had a dinner, and went to bed, and I slept 24 hours.
What do you remember most about that fair?
Well, everything was so perfect. Like they made the Model T Ford, those wire wheels. They made them right there. They had a tractor out in a patch that run around by itself, done things. And I thought that was just amazing. So, I mean, oh gosh, what we didn't see, I don't know. I can't.
There were a lot of things, weren't there?
Yeah, and then it got dark, and we didn't know where to go. There was no hotels to pass, nothing. So we got by the lake, went under where they had all them big slabs of brick, cement. Then we went down underneath there, and we slept down there. And then early in the morning, my buddy thought there was a snake by him or something, and he got up and there stands a policeman. Come on, boys. So they took us up to the station, and they had some fun with us and turned us loose, and we got on a streetcar and got the heck out of there.
How many days were you up there?
Huh?
How many days were you
Just
up
one.
there?
Too bad.
Did you go on any of the rides?
Just a Amazon Andy cable car. Yep, I sure learned a lot about trains. They call the bull, the guy that chased you off of the train, the bull. We had to dutch him all the time. And the one night they called me, brakeman said, when he comes around here, just tell him you're leaving Chicago, you're going back. Yeah, I told him that, but didn't mean nothing. He got me the arm and took me down the basement. Laid me, there's a bench you can lean on there, and water on the floor that deep. Oh gosh, get up in the morning, he come down and he woke me up and he said, you can't take the train west because it's washed out. Very great. So I walked cross country to another line, walked up there and walked, got to an engine, he was parked. And he looked out and see me. He said, hey boy, he come up there. He went and got me a clean pair of socks because mine were all wrecked, wore out. Yeah, that was life.
Okay. William, you had some stories about skunks you wanted to share.
Yeah, you know, I always thought a skunk was pretty stupid, but they are number one shot. Oh, I thought I'd outsmart them. So I got me a canvas and I put two little holes in. I got about 8 feet from that skunk and he found them two little holes. And the juice ran down my face and that was bitter, ooh, and strong. And then I was blind, then I couldn't see. So I tore the canvas off, and then I had to figure out, well, I knew which way to plow it, but the field was plowed, so I crawled home. One of the things, yank them clothes off me, I tell you, but that was so bitter, I could still smell it. That was not only the first time. I got plastered before. I thought I had them in a trough and I had a wire over it. I thought they must have got out. I didn't see it. So I went down like this, and bingo, I got sprayed the face again. So I'm not a very good trapper.
So you learned something from that, did you?
Yeah, I learned to leave things alone.
Did you have any problems with any of the other animals you trapped?
No, not, well, a weasel will bite you, that bite, and that burns. But not much of that.
What would you wear to go trapping?
Just my farm clothes. Never enough.
Did you ever take dogs with you or anything like that?
No. But one day I went out to the cows and we had a sheep and he was with the cows. So I got up early and got to protect that sheep from the wolves. I went out to the field about a mile and you know the stubble's that thick, snow that deep. You know, come up, full of ice. I got so cold and stiff, I got in a straw pile, made me an honest. Lay there, well, boy, I was in paradise out, sleeping, boy, I tell you. And I heard my dad say, never go to sleep if you're cold. I woke up, and I was so stiff I couldn't move. I thought I hung on to something. You know, boy, I tell you, I got so scared I got hot. But that was a close call. I but I didn't get home. 'Cause,
How
you
far
know,
away were you?
huh?
How far away from home were you?
About a mile. And, you know, the Penn's Lakes froze solid like a stovepipe, hidden against your frozen skin.
Did that happen often?
No, just once.
Okay.
Now, the stupid things I did, I got up in the windmill, or got in that wheel, had the kids turn the windmill on. Here I go, round and round. Yeah. Boy, I was lucky that the kids didn't run too far away.
How did that happen?
Stupid. Had to learn something new.
How old were you then?
Oh, probably 12.
Now, going to, I was going to ask you a little bit about superstitions growing up. Were there any superstitions growing up that you remember?
Well, yes, I was, I was scared of the dark. And I had to go to the barn up the haymow to sleep. And I seen all kinds of devils. And that was not appreciated.
Did you sleep in the barn very much?
No, just when they had company where I worked, so there was no room in the house. But it was, even from the house going to the barn, you could see things that they weren't there. Isn't it funny when you're stupid, everything goes to heck.
Now, what about scary stories?
Huh?
What kind of scary stories do you remember hearing growing up?
Stories?
Scary stories?
Oh, my uncle was from Russia, and he had, there, I guess there must have been hypnotists and devil's work and everything that you could name, and he used to tell them stories. Gosh, you know, they'd catch on, and you go out and you get scared. Oh, golly. He was telling where they, you know how they had them old buildings in Russia, and chickens out there, and they make a nest behind the outhouse, and the guy come around, pick up the eggs, and he picked up the part of the webbing that was laying there for an old sack or something. He picked that up, put it over his shoulder, and he run himself to death. He was so scared.
Any other stories?
Well, I don't. Yeah, I got lots of them, but I can't think of the good ones.
They'll come to you later. Maybe. Did you ever do any butchering
Yeah.
as when you were younger? Can you describe that a little?
Hmm?
Can you describe it a little?
Well, my grandpa, when he butchered, he put the pigs in a barrel of water, hot water, and scalded them and scraped them. We skinned them. I mean, where a farmer I worked on. So after that, I skinned whatever I butchered.
Anything other than pigs?
Yeah. steers.
How long would that usually take?
That was always a day job. I know we butchered pigs and the beef and made a lot of sausage. Had it sitting outside with it covered up, in a barrel. And at night, the neighbors' hound dogs came and cleaned it out. That was very disgusting.
Did you have that job?
Hmm?
Did you have the cleaning job
The cleaning
of the butchering, after butchering? Did you have to clean up all of that?
well, we did, yeah. Me and the boss.
Let's see. Um, what was your most stressful childhood experience? The most stressful childhood experience that you have?
Well, I think that was when I was about plowing with 8 horses and a big elephant, a horse as big as an elephant. He got the bridle off and he started to go, started to run. And like a dumb fool, I ran up in front of him and almost got run over. But I got out of the way, but I should have stayed on the plow and put it down to the bottom and ripped the heck out of him. But he ran away, busted the new plow all up, and I knew I was going to get hell from my uncle for being stupid. I wish I could have died.
Well, what was your happiest childhood memory?
I think when my dad took me to the fair.
How old were you?
Oh, I must have been, about 7.
What do you remember about the fair?
Well, the clowns and the animals and turkey in the straw. Oh, whatever.
Well, what did the clowns look like then?
Well, they were dressed, dressed with a red nose and funny faces and white and colored clothes and hair.
What was the most adventurous thing you did in your childhood? The most adventurous thing you did in your childhood?
What I did?
The most adventurous.
Oh. Gosh, I don't know. Probably digging a house into a snowbank.
Can you describe it?
Well, just start digging at a nice big house. But it worked for nothing. What a moms do. Right?
Well, is there anything else about your childhood memories that you would like to add?
can't think of that right now. But I'm a well driller too.
You're a well driller?
I drilled a hole 270 feet deep down in California desert.
When did you do that?
Oh, that's 10, 12. Well, maybe 30 years ago. I don't know. It was just just after I quit Douglas. I had land out there and I built a house and I drilled a well. Then I had a renter on it, and he ruined the well. He ruined the house. But he got, he got on dope, and he had those dead dwellers, dogs or whatever, those mean ones. But he had some electrician work on the pump and the deep well pump, and he didn't know what he was doing, so he hooked it up direct and without a switch. He blew the pipes apart, down the well they went. Well, how am I going to get that out? I went to well drillers. No, you just got to have to drill a new well. No, you never get that out. So one night I called up a friend of mine, told him what tool to make me. I went down there and got it right away, pulled it out.
So what kind of equipment did you use as a well driller?
I used an electric 1.5 horse motor, and I made a drill bit, 11-inch in diameter. And I made a big pump. I pumped rocks, gravel and everything out of the hole. And it can't be done, but I did it.
Now
Everybody laughed at me. That crazy guy over there trying to drill a well. Yeah, I'm never getting the water.
Now how long did it take to drill 270 feet?
Well, it took, I think about 3 weeks, I guess. I lost, I thought I better fix my wrench so I don't lose it in the hole. I welded a chain on it and let the dart down, cut cotton, bingo, there goes the well, wrench down the well. It took me over a week. I had tool pile iron this high, making different tools. I got a hold of that wrench and I couldn't pull it out. So one Sunday morning I went up and I tightened everything up. I had 2 big 1-inch nylon ropes, steel cable, and the pipes hanging on that, and all fiddled tight. Wouldn't go. I come home from church, up, and the mother says, something's got to go. I get a little more air, a little more there, boom, it broke loose. So had to bring all that up at one time. I was holding my breath for 2 hours, I guess. I got up and grabbed it. Here comes the pipe that I didn't even know I had lost down there. Oh, gosh. What a life.
Now how long did you live down there drilling?
Huh?
How long did you live in the South while you were drilling?
I lived there. We lived there about a year. Then they stole everything.
Now what happened? Can you explain what
I
happened?
had all my equipment out there and other people's equipment. Come out there, cleaned out
Everything?
everything. About $100,000. I had a lot of antiques.
So all of your well drilling material.
Well, everything, yeah, everything. All the antiques and, like old furniture that come from Russia and stuff. Tools.
What do you remember about your parents? And what do you remember about Russia? What have your parents told you about Russia?
Well, all I know is my grandpa. On Sundays, they were talking about Russia and God. Nowadays, you better not say God.
Did he ever say any other stories about Russia?
Well, yeah, they used to talk, but what does a kid care about Russia? Of course, you sit there and you kind of listen to it for a while, and then, but if a father could remember, if a father would know, he could remember. But we had a Russian neighbor, and all I remember is when he came to visit, he either said "Study Kochi" or "Nice Barushki." I didn't know which was hello or goodbye.
So you didn't grow up speaking Russian at all?
No,
Or German?
no. Well, German, yeah.
German, yes.
That's way more.
Was that your primary language while you were growing up? Did you learn English in schools?
Yeah.
How would the teacher do that? How would your school teacher, how did she teach English?
I don't remember.
Well, when did you learn to speak English?
Well, when I started school.
Do you still speak German?
Yes.
Can you say
Kannst du
something
Deutsch
for us?
sprechen?
Can you say something for us?
I said, can you talk German? Nix.
Well, do you have anything that you would like to add? Any other memories that have come up?
Well, I'll think about him tomorrow. When I was over in Germany, I needed a quarter to get on the bus. And I couldn't say a quarter in German. But granted, it wouldn't come out. That was, stupid. Well, I knew it just like I knew myself, but I couldn't think of a quarter that day. I felt all that.
Oh, it was interesting.
Huh?
You had an interesting time then, didn't you?
Yeah. And then when I was in the bus talking with a fella, he'd say, "Boy, you can sure talk good German."
Well, that's good. William, can you tell me a little bit about your train experiences?
Well, that was a amazing trip, train experience. You get down to Iowa and where them big freight yards. My gosh, there's a train going all the time now. Which one do I get on? And yes, all that figuring out. And anyway, I got to, what was I going to say? Oh, that was, uh, well, anyway, before we got into Chicago, there was a bunch of hobos in the boxcar too. You know what I mean? You better watch out for them, because they'll clean you out. And so we got so scared from it because the way they were talking. So he said, he said, where's the best place to get off? And they said, right here. Jumped out of the door, and just the switch just went by. I missed it that far from being killed. And then we rolled down the bank for, I don't know, 20 feet or 30 feet. Oh gosh, then we walked for 2.5 days. We could have rode the streetcar for the same price from the beginning, but stupid idiots don't know nothing, you know? So, anyway, that's when we got into the fairgrounds then. But, oh man. God, what that busted foot walking.
Can you explain how you hurt your foot?
Huh?
Can you explain how you hurt your foot?
Well, yeah, as I took a hold of the train, it swings you around, so it hit that square bar right across here. And it cut my shoe open and everything, and it was a swelled up mess. It was a big foot. But I had to hobble around on the 1 foot from one boxcar to another and get in. That was the job.
Was that the first time you bummed a ride on a train?
No, that was the last time.
What was the first time?
The first time me and Ernie Anderson, we left Napoleon here, and we got down to some town, and the engine stopped, and we thought we'd get off and get a better place. And the engineer, he lost his brains. He was so mad at us, he'd have killed us if he'd got a hold of us, I guess. It was none of his business, because we got to a brakeman, and he said, would you guys want to go in here? You opened the door for us and let us in. That's the difference in people.
How old were you that first time?
About 25, I guess. I don't know where I got the nerve to ever think of doing that. But, you're a kid, you pick up things.
Any other interesting stories about that you want to tell us? Any other interesting train stories?
Yeah, we had a nice place picked up in Chicago on the train, and here a bunch of bumps come, get up there, well, damn it, the bull was right behind him, we tailed it off of there and run like hell. Oh gosh, then on the 4th of July, we went through along the river in Wisconsin someplace. And it was so darn cold, I had my hands sticking down on the steps, and I couldn't move them. Couldn't move them. I finally got them out, and I fell, rolled down the bank, and then my partner, he let go too. Oh, that was a miserable one. We earned our trip.
was a typical 4th of July like for you?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Sometimes we got firecrackers. I mean, hired man was in town, brought them or something. And you know what little jackrabbits are? Well, in the spring they used to be so thick in the field that my hired man had picked up a half a gunny sack full of them, brought them home. Because we didn't know, we gave them cow's milk. You can't do that. But them cute little things.
Were they bad for the crops? Is that why farmers were shooting them? The jackrabbits?
Yeah, they used to have rabbit hunts. Get them all around in a big circle and start shooting them. Now you can't find one.
Well, let me see. Okay. One more question. Why do you think it's important to tell your life story?
So other people would know how dumb I was.
Any other reasons?
Well, in a way, it's nice that they know what you went through. I guess.